All right, so a little while ago, I don't actually know how long ago, I did a video about Once Upon a Time twists that had my jaw on the floor. And that was a video where specifically the moment the twist happened, I really enjoyed it. That was kind of the theme that I was sticking with, is it was twists that I really enjoyed, but it was also like just the moment. So a lot of things were left off of that list. And a lot of those things that were left off of that list was things that I did not like, the twists that I did not like. So I figured I'm going to do two separate videos. I'm going to do my least favorite twists, and then I'm going to do my favorite twists. But we're starting with the bad. So we're starting with the least favorite twists. Yeah. So before I even get into this, I just want to say that my opinions on these twists, they're mine, I guess, and you may share them, you may not, and that's okay. This is just my opinion. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, they're in no particular order. I'm gonna put that out there. Like, yeah. So I have 5 twists that I did not like in 7 seasons of Once Upon a Time. Okay. So, twist number 1, Marion is Zelina. This was probably the easiest one to put on this list. This twist, it was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, there was ultimately no way that this was going to go well. Like, maybe if Zelina and Robin didn't create a child, let's try to keep this as close to G rated as we can, it could have maybe worked. Like, if Zelina posing as Marion had taken Robin away from Regina, and then they didn't actually do things. It could have been I don't necessarily want to say an interesting angle, but it maybe kind of could have. It was sort of the second that a baby came into play where it was like, okay, no, this just crossed into there. No, this just, no. It's just, it is a violation on so many levels, and I mean, but the thing that really bugs me about this is, like, the baby angle didn't have anything really come out of it. Like, if baby Robin had, kind of thrown a monkey wrench into Robin and Regina's relationship, if, Robin was getting closer to Zelina after the baby was born, trying to be an ever-present figure in her life, it could have worked. Like, at least it would have served a purpose. But, like, Robin didn't even survive long enough. Spoiler alert, but I mean, hopefully if you're watching this video, you've seen the show. But Robin didn't even survive long enough to even really get to know his daughter. So, why did this exist? Like, ultimately, why did this twist exist? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's like nothing happened with this twist except for giving me the ick. Because it didn't threaten the relationship. Because as soon as Robin figured out that it was Zelina, even when she was pregnant, it was like, no, I'm with Regina. Like, you're carrying my child. I'm trying to figure out how to get my child away from you. But it wasn't a case of Robin and Regina drifting apart and Robin drifting closer to Zelina to be a part of his child's life. It was literally the opposite, where Robin's like, I'm going to figure out how to take this child away from you. So why did this twist exist? It doesn't make sense. It served no purpose. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. Twist number 2 in least favorite twist is Gideon is the figure under the hood. Now, I have harped on this in several videos. In fact, I made a video about who should have been the figure under the hood. You can check that out after this video. It's in the eye in the corner. One of these corners. Still haven't figured it out. But, yeah, I made a whole video about who should have been the figure under the hood because it should not have been Gideon. I said it. It was such a lackluster reveal. It didn't make much sense. Like, Gideon and Black Fairy had, like, zero connection to Emma except for the fact that by blood they're related to her son. Okay. Yeah, Black Fairy was the darkness that was born out of Rumple being the savior, not Emma. So there goes that idea. Gideon was basically just a puppet on a string for her. Again, why? Ultimately, I just think the figure under the hood story could have been a lot more compelling if it had been anybody else. Literally anybody else. I'm kind of convinced anybody else would have been better, but it's like Gideon and Black Fairy have zero connection to Emma. Why were they involved in any way, shape, or form? I don't know. But yeah, I harped on this enough, and like I said, you can go check out the video by clicking the eye in the corner. Twist number 3 in least favorite twists. Henry wakes Emma up with true love's kiss after the final battle. Okay. Now, I love the idea of true love's kiss expanding beyond just a romantic relationship between two people. Like, I love the idea that true love's kiss can be a familial thing. Like, yes, all for that. Make that happen because it's true. And we had several different variations of this. We had Emma giving true love's kiss to Henry in the first season to break the first curse. We had Regina giving Henry a kiss in season 3 to break the curse. A lot of curse breaking. But ultimately having Henry wake Emma up with true love's kiss after the final battle was just... I wasn't a fan of it. And it's not because of the fact that I don't think Henry should have done it or it shouldn't have, like, worked in, like, a weird sense. Like, it's just... It's the idea that Emma survived because Henry saved her. Basically, it was prophesized that Emma was going to die in the final battle. And as much as it would have been really sad to see that happen, like to see our main hero, because like it or not, Emma was our main hero, die at the end of season 6, that is stakes. Stakes. And we like stakes. It's just, I think it would have been a much more interesting option if Emma had actually, you know, died at the end of the final battle. The final battle was built up for so long, and in the end there was just no consequences to it. Like, Gideon reverted back to a baby. Emma survived. What was the point? And I mean, I know that they had this whole spiel of like, well, if Emma kills Gideon, then she darkens her heart and the light is gone. And if Gideon kills Emma, then the light is gone. But like, I wanted stakes. And I just felt like there was none. And I wish that there had been. And then also adding to all of that, Jennifer Morrison didn't return for season 7 as a regular or even recurring. So, like, theoretically, Emma didn't need to survive. She was in 2 episodes of season 7. Hey guys, future me here. So I realize that this sounds like I'm angry that Jennifer Morrison didn't return for season 7. That's not it. I think, she had every right to choose not to come back, and it was her choice and everything like that, and good for her for, doing what was best for her. But yeah, it's not that at all. It's the fact that Emma didn't need to survive because Jennifer Morrison didn't return for season 7. I'm not saying she had to. I'm not saying she needed to. I'm just saying that because she didn't return for season 7, there was no reason for Emma to have survived season 6. Back to the video. Why? Like what? Like why do we have Emma survive? Ultimately, that's my issue, and I know it may be an unpopular opinion, but I think she should have died at the end of the final battle, because why do we have the final battle? Like, why do we have the final battle? I don't know why we had the final battle. If nothing happened in the final battle, things just went back to normal. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Twist number 4 from least favorite twists. Regina separates the evil queen from herself. Now, okay. Before I get into this, I want to say I love this scene where she's like separating the evil queen from herself. I love that scene. I did not like this angle though, because while redemption of villains is not something new when it comes to the show, and Regina was certainly no exception. They tried very hard to redeem her several times. She spent the early seasons going back and forth between hero and villain, and oftentimes walking the very fine line between both. Ultimately, though, in the end, she had come out sort of the other side and joined Team Good on a more permanent basis. Like, we had moments where she could have gone back to villain and didn't. She could have killed Marion or let her die to, keep Robin in her life, and she didn't. And it wasn't Marion. See earlier. She even points out that when Hook returns from the dead, again, spoiler alert, while Robin didn't, she wanted to rip his throat out, but didn't. So there are several moments in the show where it's like, is she going to go back? And she doesn't. So we kind of went through the redemption process with Regina. She has been redeemed. We did not need her separating the evil queen from herself. Like, Regina had essentially put her evil self in the past, was working on being good. Things were good. That's how life works. You have a past. You may or may not be proud of it, but it's a part of you, and you have to learn to move forward and grow as a person with your past still being a part of you. And that would have been the more interesting angle to go with. But instead, we have Jekyll creating a serum that can separate the evil part of yourself, and Regina has to go and use it. Like, now, in season 6, we do have Regina putting the darkness and the light into both hers and the serum evil queen's hearts. And I guess that was supposed to be the step in the right direction. I guess. Where it's like, you have to accept that there's good and there's bad, and you have to accept it all. But we didn't need it. We didn't need it. The whole separation of the evil queen and Regina felt very much like the cheap cop-out way, I guess, where it's like, well, we need her to be good. Instead of like showing that she's doing good and that she's on Team Good, we just We just separate the bad from her, and then it's heavily implied that she is good. No, no, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. Granted, there was many different angles this could have gone that could have made it interesting. Evil Queen truly being a psychotic villain, like she was in the Enchanted Forest, could have been really interesting. Having the darkness grow back in Regina like it did in Jekyll, that could have been interesting. We didn't get any of that. So again, what is the point? I feel like it's the Mills sister twist where it's like there's this whole spiel that happens and there's no point to it. Because we had Zelena being Marion that had no point to it. And we have Regina separating the Evil Queen from herself, which has no point to it. I wasn't feeling this. I wasn't feeling this twist. I did love the scene though, so I will give it that, but I was not feeling the twist. Alright, and twist number 5, the last twist under our least favorite twists, is Regina is crowned the Good Queen. No, this isn't on the list because I believe Regina was not redeemed, because I believe that she was. It's on this list because it just feels weird. Like, it feels really, really weird. Because, yes, Regina did embrace the queen role. But Regina never wanted to be queen. Like, that was Cora's dream for her. That was her mother projecting onto her. It's like, you're gonna be queen. Like, literally, I go back to that scene where, like, Cora's like, her name is Regina, for one day she will be queen. Like, this was Cora's plan the whole time. Regina didn't want it. Regina wanted to marry Daniel, the stable boy. That didn't go so well, but that's what she wanted. She wanted happiness. She wanted, the life that she wanted. And being queen was not that. I feel like every time I sort of read Regina embracing the queen role, it was sort of as a way to get revenge on Snow, like for taking, Daniel from her. Like, it's like, oh, you took away the life that I wanted. I'm going to take away the life that you wanted, which is, well, I mean, whether Snow wanted it or not, it's like, it's your birthright, it's your destiny to be queen. No, you took my life away from me, I'm taking yours away from you. It was never really about wanting to be queen. At least that's sort of the way that I read it. But yeah, anyways, throughout the show, we see Regina taking steps to get back to the girl that she was before becoming the evil queen. Like, power in the end didn't mean as much to Regina as her family did. Like, she had Henry, she had Snow, she had David, she had Emma, she had Hook. Like, she was part of the charming clan. Even in the end, she had her sister, she had her niece. Like, she had all these people around her, her granddaughter, her daughter-in-law. She had the family that she wanted. And yes, her being crowned the Good Queen is symbolic of her journey throughout the 7 seasons of the show. Going from evil queen who struck fear in the hearts of everyone to being Regina, the Good Queen, someone that, was family, was friend. It was more of a symbolic thing versus her happy ending. Because honestly, I feel like Regina's happy ending is not being crowned queen at all. Like, it's letting Snow have the title that was rightfully hers, having her family by her side. She doesn't need to be queen of anything to be happy, because queen never made her happy to begin with. Hot take? Maybe. But Regina being crowned the Good Queen just didn't really make sense for the character that we knew Regina to be, which was someone who didn't want to be queen. Well, anyways, that is my 5 least favorite Once Upon a Time twists. I feel like it was really hard to find least favorite twists because a lot of them I was just like, I don't know. I don't care. But these ones I kind of felt really strongly about. And so, yeah, they're under least favorite twists. But let me know, which twist did you dislike in Once Upon a Time? I am really curious to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments down below.